you didn't have stress, you're sober, you could be able to work well, and those times you're not struggling. Go back to those days. You're even serving God with happiness and the joy of the Lord because you did not have stress. Now, when you get a loan, there are some checklists that you need to check. Checklist number 1, niyo tumesema, is the loan necessary? Do I need it now? If it is necessary, then you can go and take it. If the answer is no, forget about it. That is checklist number 1. Checklist number 2, this loan that I'm taking, will it generate what we call value? Will it give me returns? Is this loan meant for expenditure, or is it meant for investment? Is it something that will add value? The purpose of this loan that I want to take, what is the value of it? If it is something that will not give you something in terms of return, then you don't need it. The other checklist is, can I comfortably repay? Mtu sana sana wa biashara na mtu ambaye ameajiriwa, ambaye loan repayment yake inakuwa deducted kwa payslip, is not like a person who is in business. So the question you need to ask yourself, I have this business, because earlier we talked about budget, and also budget takes charge even in your business. You really need to know, is this business of mine viable? By looking at the expenditures and what comes in. If you take the income, you minus the expenditure, the surplus you get, can it sustain you? Can it sustain the family? And can you be able to pay the premium or the repayment amount is expected for you? So if it is yes, then you can go ahead. If it is not, you let it slip. Lastly, before you take that loan, have you explored other alternative? You want to go and get a loan of 500,000. Have you looked at other way you can get that money? Do you have shares maybe you can redeem? We talk about shares before I leave. Or can I borrow someone other than going to the loan? These are alternative. Or do I have a piece of land, maybe whatever I wanted to engage into, can I sell a piece of land and then engage? Because what loan is, it's like a tap. A tap that is opened. Yes, it may not be closed kidogo, lakini inamwanga kidogo kidogo. Tukiacha maji imwanga kidogo kidogo hapa, tukuje Sunday si kutakuwa kuko, hata you have to wait. That is how loan is. It deceives you. Inamwanga kidogo 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 kidogo. Hiyo ka interest unasema hata ina interest kubwa. Hiyo interest ni pesa unapoteza kila siku, kila wakati. Praise the name of the Lord. Kule nyumbani, kuna mahali tuko na tap. Kuna tumaji tunamwaga tudogo. Unapatanga mpaka imechimba kama kashimo ndani. Yani hiyo kadot, hiyo kadrop. That's how loan is. Now, what do you really need to do? Nataka kuenda nikiwa nimerukaruka so that I take something. So that is it. Those are the checklists that you need to do. We go back to, you have different debts. Right now, you may find someone has akona app mbili, akona ya bank, akona ya nini. The other time I was here, I gave you an assignment to go and do all your expenditures per day. Who did? Anyone? Who can tell us how much aliona anatumia per day? Okay, we'll do that. Now, when you come to loan, the first thing that you really need to do is, again, go sit down. Uko na ya hii app, loan, na ya hii. List them, all of them, down together. Now we are looking at the way out. You are clapped in debt because we are getting to what we called zero debt. How do you get out? The way out. The Bible tells us that God shows us the way out. You have this debt and this debt. Which debt do you start to pay? You can look at it from 2 dimensions. You can start with the smallest. The smallest gives you a satisfaction, kinda, that I am done with this. I am done with this. Go and list them down. Tumeelewana mpaka hapo? First step. Go write them down. Niko na hii na hii na hii na hii. After that, come with them one morning. I know you come for morning glory. Now your list. Sit down here. I'm giving you now, nimepatia ile story ingine yangu. Now I'm giving you a solution on how I went out. And as you learn about that, uende uziandike zote mahali. Then come with it one morning. Lala hapa. This is what you tell God. Don't tell God to help you pay the debt. It is a mistake I did. Tell God to pay these debts for you. You want to get to 0 debt. Don't pray a prayer of telling God akupe uweza wa kulipa. Mwambie akulipie ni baba. Praise the name of the Lord. Instruction number? He is a father. And how did I know this? When all those debts were there, I had a big list. And we are discussing with a friend of mine. Nikamwambia nataka sasa mimi niende nichukue runi kubwa. Nilipa hizi zote. Nikilipa zote nibaki na moja, niwe na manage moja. That is digging a deeper hole than you are in. Akaniuliza nani amekuambia Mungu hawezi lipa? Praise the name of the Lord. So I changed my mind. And I told God, God, I am in mess. Na sijakuja unisaidie kulipa. Nataka unilipie. Akulipie. How he will do it, it's upon him. Si umeandika? Mwambie akulipie. Number 2. Enda uangalie ile njia utalipa. Mungu akikupea pesa inatosha loan unaweza lipa iishe. Siziko kwa list. You can look at it in 2 ways. Either you start with that small one. That's me what I did. Nilikuwa naanza na ile dogo. Ya bank hizi dogo nikimaliza na tick tunaenda. Nimepata ingine ulichukua 20,000 imezaa sijui iko 40 like that. That is one way. The ticking always give me that satisfaction. I'm heading somewhere. Na vile mtoto anaendanga, I'm heading somewhere. But the best one is when you start paying the debts that have high returns. Ziko na returns kubwa. Not returns, sorry. Ziko na interest kubwa. That should be the first one. Sababu kama uko na deni ya mtu na uko na ya bank, ni gani sensitive? Sini ya bank. Tulisema uende uongee na huyu mtu. Mwambie nipe time my brother na usikasirike. Start with this one. Lipa hiyo ya bank iishe. Angalia ile iko na interest. Si kuna zile zina interest kubwa na kuna zile ambazo zinakupea headache. Pesa ikipatikana juu hiyo Mungu atakuonyesha njia. Atakufungulia tu kimrango tu. Ukiona unalipa hiyo unatik, unaenda hivyo. The focus is zero debts. Utaenda hivyo polepole mpaka umalize. The other thing, when God supplies money, ile umemwambia akulipie, don't diversify. Don't procrastinate. Pesa ikikuja hiyo siku, si ndio umetenga ni ya kulipa loan? Lipa loan ishe. Praise the name of the Lord. Na ukilipa itaweza kukusaidia. Now there's something else I wanted to touch in terms of good debts and bad debts. I'm trying to scan these my notes ili at least niguze kitu before I go to savings and account. You can write this down. questions that you need to ask before making a financial decision. Hiyo tumesema, is it necessary? Can I afford it? What is the opportunity cost? If I don't take this, what else can I settle with? That is another one. The other one is, does it align with my goals? You want to take a loan. You don't have a plan. You don't have a goal. There's nothing you're feeding into. Utaingia kwa hiyo shimo tena. Now, there are things that you need a principle that you need to look at. Never make major financial decision emotionally. Never make major financial decision emotionally. What does this mean? One time I listened to Apostle Joseph Selman, and he was talking about how people do pledges in the church. They pledge emotionally. Then it becomes a problem. He was giving an example of a man who pledged in the church. And when he gave, after 2 days, he came and he wanted to collect the money back. That's what we talk about emotionally. When it comes to decision finances, you need to be sober up. Praise the name of the Lord. Even things in the kingdom, go sit down. And then, after you have sat down, then agree, this is what I want to give. Without forgetting that if there's something that can help you grow, is when you give to the kingdom. I said that last time. So giving to the kingdom is a good thing. But again, also don't do it emotionally. Unless you are told by God. It's not once, it is not twice that God has told me, give this amount of money. Sometimes, inakuwa ni kitu hata kubwa kuniliko. But he provides. Because you are heeding to instructions. Praise the name of the Lord. Lakini si ile umesikia. And then it becomes difficult. Inaendelea kukufunga. Now, that is what I wanted to talk about. Today I want to be very sensitive in terms of the time. Now, there's somebody who told me to talk about money market. Right? What is money market? Money market fund, it's more like ile kitu tunaitanga fixed deposit. Fixed deposit ni vile unaendanga unaweka pesa yako kwa fixed, unasema I'll come for this money after 3 months, after 6 months, after 1 year, after 2 years. So that money haiko kwa banki ya kawaida ama haiko kwa account ya kawaida. Iko kwa account ambayo inazaa. Understand? Now, that is exactly what we call money market. The difference between an account and a money market is that your money grows daily. Daily means if you're giving at 10% per annum, I give an example, umeweka 10 shillings. No, umeweka 1,000. Your 1,000 at the end of business, imekuzalia that day 5 shillings. So that 5 shillings, it's the closing balance for that day. The closing amount for the day becomes the opening balance for the following day. So kesho tutatradisha ngapi? 1,005 shillings. Then iyo izae hiyo siku. Ikizaa hiyo siku, maybe izae another 10, another 5. So the closing balance for that day is 105, 110. Sindio? It becomes the opening balance. That's how the effect is. That's what we call compounding effect. So money market inazanga kila siku. Understand? If you invest today, the only time you cannot access that money is the first 12 days for the processing. And again, it restricts you maybe to, depending with the company, to withdraw once per month. Shalaona mpaka hapa? Depending with the company, so to say. So money market is the money working for you. You remember the verse in the Bible that tells us that God blesses his own, even when they are Sleeping. Ndio pastor. So that means hiyo Bible inamaanisha hivyo. Hiyo verse inamaanishanga hivyo. Si kulala ati Mungu bado ni hiyo. Umelala lakini pesa yako inafanya nini? Inazaa. That is exactly what that Bible talks about. Don't try to cook anything else. Umelala lakini pesa yako inazaa. Unaamua hii ni siku yangu ya off, unakaa nyumbani haujaenda kazi, but your money is still working for you. Praise the name of the Lord. The goal of every business person should be to move from something we call active income to passive income. What is the difference between the two? Active income is the amount you get when you show up where you work. That if you don't show up, there will be nothing. Tuelewana? God forbid if something happened and you cannot be able to report to work because maybe of health or something else. That means that money is not there. So any amount of money that involves you directly is what we call active income. Now, the business that should be key to you is the transition of a business, of an active income to a passive income. Passive income niyo Biblia inazungumzia, inasema ya kwamba wale wampendao Bwana anawapea faida wakiwa wamelala. Praise the name of the Lord. Now that your money can be working for you even when you are not working. Now, this is where the rubber hits the road. And that is what we wanted to major on. That you have an income. And we said the income that you have, the amount that you have, si mingi ama kidogo. We save because of something you call discipline. You don't save because you have much. So hiyo pesa ambayo uko nayo kidogo, you need to set something aside. Tumesema basic goes to 50%. Want 30%. Hii 20% ndio tutaanza kuinvest. Hiyo 20% is what we should transit to passive income. Praise the name of the Lord. And then again, you need to trust the process. Trust the process to the end. Anza hiyo kidogo kidogo. That's when you're talking of. And a money market, you can start with as little as 1,000 Kenya shillings. Either per month or how you can afford. Tuelewana mpaka hapo? So that is an area you can use to transit from an active income to a passive income. And you trust the process. There's something that I posted yesterday of a lady, alikuwa ametengeneza kakitu kwa kuweka pesa, akaweka leo, akaweka the day 2, the third day, akatoanisha hiyo kitu. So let us not get to that level. When you set something aside, what are we talking about? We're talking about our future. And we said the other time that you here right now, you have the strength to work. What about the days that are coming and you not have the same strength? What about the days that are coming, the days ambavyo Biblia inasema siku za uovu? What will happen to you? So that you don't get to a level uanze kuona kama Mungu si mwaminifu. Uanze kujipata ya kwamba unakaa ni kama unaghairi. It is possible. Especially when you are struggling and straining. Because what the enemy does, he magnifies it in your head. And you see that this is your end. It can happen if you don't plan for it. Praise the name of the Lord. Tuseme mtu ameamua per week I'll be setting aside 1,000. Per month ni ngapi? 4,000. True? In per year, a clean 50,000 because of the interest and whatever, and maybe it can be more. You know, kweli? 10 years, 500,000. 500,000 is good money. If today you get that 500, sitafanya kitu. So it is not about how much you have. It's about the discipline and again what you talked about, the consistent in savings. So that is what money market is all about. Tumeshika money market kabisa. Money market from 1,000 you can keep saving. Naeza anza saving plan. The other thing that you need to know is about saving plan. What do we talk about saving plan? Saving plan is where you have a goal. You want to build. You have talked about zero debt. Zero debts lakini unataka kujenga. Si ndio? Usionyeshe mawazo yako ni lazima uende kwa loan. Unaweza jipea time. You decide, I want to start a saving plan. And this saving plan, depending with your income, you decide in 10 years or 5 years, I want to get 3 million. That's where we come in and help you and tell you, oh, you wanted to get us to set aside. We sit down and agree. This is how much you're earning. This is how much you can afford. We are going to show you the way out. We can even talk of you being deducted every day via M-Pesa, whether it's 500, whether it's 300, or whether it is 1,000, depending on your income. And we look at it and say, in 10 years, in 5 years, we want this amount of money. Let us work backwards and ask ourselves, per month, how much am I supposed to give? So that you're able to fund this project. Understand? Yes. So if in 10 years, if in 5 years, we want to get 3 million, I know this gentleman who anachora nyumba, 3 million si inaweza fanya hapa ground na kupadisha kidogo. Na ukipadisha kidogo tumesema you need to have a clarity. Hata ukienda kwa loan uchukue kapesa kidogo ya kumalizia si utakuwa umefanya vizuri. Lakini you cannot start to build from the scratch. The scratch ni kamkopo. Tafika mahali rento ishidikane. Tumeona watu inashidikana. It is because you started on a wrong footing. If it is finishing, ama imefika mahali, if you need to take a loan, you're not going to struggle for long. Kwa sababu utaimalizia, hata kama dirisha hazijamalizia, sitamalizia ukiwa ndani. Ile pesa ulikuwa unalipa rent, si utaongezea hiyo karoni. Alafu tuende tufanye restructuring, tupunguze miaka vile tumesema, and you'll be in business. Praise the name of the Lord. Now, God is good in all the times. Now, that is saving plan. We come sit down, have a goal, agree, this is what we want to achieve. I want to buy a car. Imagine, unaenda unachukua gari ya kujipeleka wewe mwenyewe. Kujipeleka kazi, na unachukua na loan. Unaanza kukatwa 40,000 na inakushida. Hapana. That's why we come and sit down and say, you want to buy a car? When do you want to buy a car? In the next 3 years. In the next 3 years, how much can we set aside? Can you have an account where you can withdraw any time? And then we look at that goal. We ask ourselves, you want a car, 1 million, how much do you want to be paying per month? And that's how you fund a goal. Praise the name of the Lord. Now, we got something called shares. Understand? Shares. Shares is the talk of the market. Because of a man I respect in this county of ours, and he is really talking about it. And it's a good thing. But now, what do you need to know about the shares? The chemistry about shares is that you buy shares when they are low in terms of the pricing. That is number one. Number two, if you're buying a share, you really need to look at this aspect. The aspect of something called growth. Where is it projecting? Is it a positive projection or is it a negative projection? Or is it stable or stagnating? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. If it is growing, then you can buy that share because you are assured that it is growing in a positive trajectory. Then you can buy those shares. Now, which companies do you want to sell or to buy shares? There are companies that does well, and some people argue that because you're brethren, you cannot go to buy shares in a company that is selling beer. But the thing is, you just need to look at the companies that are growing. The companies that are growing, and you can buy. There are two things. Either you can buy shares directly yourself. Unaweza enda kwa kampuni hata kama ni hizi zinakuja the banks, you can buy their shares, sindio? You can go, but they sell what you call FOSA. You can do that. You can go and get people who are brokers. They can be buying for you. That is something else. Or you can be doing it yourself. Just need to go and open an account. And then you keep buying. And nowadays actually vitu zimekuwa rahisi kwa sababu there's an app. Ile app, kuna app unaweza kununua shares za kampuni zote, si ndio? What do you call that app? There's an app I was taught by another person, and we were able to open. It gives you all the shares, all the companies that are buying and selling shares, and you can be able to buy even at the comfort of your house. Now, having said that, do you have questions? Yes, sir. Yes. You want to add more rooms? Yeah. Rental. Now the question was? What is the income? About 5,000. Would you prefer to save? Because that's what we are saying. Look at the goal. With that now, what you have, if you are sure that that amount of money can be able to give you a loan, then you can go for a loan. You get? Because you're not paying directly. That is an impasse, a passive income. So with a passive income, you can take a loan. But again, don't stretch a loan mbali sana in terms of the years. Make it as short as you can. That's option number one. Then you can look at it in this way. If you do a saving, then it means you need to wait for another 2, 3, 4 years. Then you accumulate. Because again, I believe hiyo pesa unapata wezi eweka yote, si ndio? Because of other things. So there are two ways. Either if you are willing to wait, you can wait. But yours, the beauty of it is because it is still giving you a return, even if you take a loan, it will not strain you. Because the amount you get, you can use it solely on that project. And it is, once you are assured, once it is done, you will get the income. So that one you can get a loan and you can have a negotiation. Now the bank that receives that, you can go and have a negotiation. And now when you go to bank again, when you have a stream of income that is getting into the bank every month, you can even be able to negotiate in terms of the term, the rate, so that they don't give you the same rate. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, it's not a problem because The loan gives a leeway. You know, when you have something, you can be able to negotiate in different terms. You can even agree you'll be paying that amount annually. Annually means they just go and calculate, and they tell you maybe every December or every January is how much you'll be paying. So unaona ina accumulate. So you can be able to accumulate, na bado unaendelea kujenga, na pesa inakuja, but the due date when if you are to be deducted 200,000, then it should be in the account. Perfect. Any other question? Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Money income. How you can incorporate the AI? Ikupe pesa. The beauty is I have an expert. He does my things. So I'll give him to help you. But also, maybe I can just have something to say. The more AI is coming, actually I was having a discussion with my mentor who stays in the US, and there's something she told me another day, that the level at which kazi zinaenda zikipotea, the best investment or to get into ni ya mambo ya kuongea na watu. Counseling, you know those courses? Counseling, you know this one, they cannot be done by AI. Anything to do with talking. But all the same, now when the AI is there are so many things you can be able to do with that. What you really need to do is just to position yourself. That this is what I do. Maybe if it is graphic, I see people do that they're doing graphics and all those things. You just need to brand yourself and present yourself. It's something still I was asked to talk about, because if you're there and whatever you're doing, nobody knows about it, then who will buy it? No one. So the first thing is branding yourself and identifying what is it that I want to do with AI. Right now, kama kuna watu wamekosa kazi ni watu wa accounts. Watu wa kuchora mnaenda mkipoteza makazi. So you really need to look at it. How can I, what can I capture into what is in the moment? And then from there, you brand yourself. Let people know exactly what you're doing. Then, the other thing that I once did, and it has helped me to grow and be known, is that every time you want to sell yourself, it's something that most of people don't know. Always start as a volunteer. That's how you sell yourself. Go talk to people. Go do whatever it is. You never know. You can do something for someone, and then that person changes your life. So don't prioritize. As much as I love money, don't prioritize money. Start it from that angle. It is the angle that you can grow. If it is, kama umechukua hiyo ni mambo ya graphic, ama ni mambo ya kufanya, ya kuandika, ama nini, make it fast. Give it as a seed. A seed is look at somebody who have a need, and then give it. So remember, even when the other time you're talking about prayers, you pray, you make sure you become a blessing to somebody who cannot pay you back, even in everything that you want to grow into. Just look into it and see, what is it unique that I can do? And when you start doing it, do it with all excellence. But before you get to excellence, give it as a seed. Go and look at, identify someone, go and give. That's where you grow from. Don't just wait until when I come somewhere, I have to be compensated, I have to be paid. It will come with time. And it comes with growth. You do it as a volunteer. You do it as a volunteer until one day somebody will ask you, how much do you charge? And then you start growing from there. Have I answered that question? Any other question? Swali lingine. Yes, sir. You know, you are a financial expert. That's what Chairman said the other time. So ask that question. Yes, yes. You call things that are not there as though they are. Yes. Okay. That's all. All right. Now, I agree. Even some of us who do insurance, people look at us with those eyes. But the truth of the matter is, it goes back to everything you do. You need to verify the authenticity of this person, the integrity. And you can be able to tell. That's why you have the Spirit of God. You can be able to discern and get to so modo. So the first thing is, as you said, every time you want to engage yourself in any financial decision, don't do it emotionally. Take your time. You better take your time to know and sell easily than going to do something, get into a problem, and the way out becomes difficult. So, number one, if you want to know more in terms of the brokerage, I can, the best one, at least the easiest one, ukienda through the bank, you are assured because you know where to go. Because there are so many people who are online and they don't have offices. And some will profile. The one we are talking about branding. Some people profile themselves so high, and then when you meet them, you're like, Unajua hii mambo ya inabadilisha kila kitu inaonekana, it gives the excellency. But it may get the excellency of a person in terms of what they are posting and what they are doing. Lakini ukienda kwa ground, things are totally different. So the best thing is, first of all, to study. How long? And the question you need to ask yourself, I want to invest in this company. Kama hii yetu. How long have these people been in the industry? I met another group of people to answer that. And they are talking of money markets. There's one that is giving at 18%. There's another one that is giving at 22%. The question is, how long have they been in the industry? You find it is 3 years. 3 years you can give any return. It's no query. But a company that have been there for 50, 60 years, like the one we work for, Britain, definitely they will not be deceiving people. The only people who can bring a narration that is not true is us who are agent. True or not true? Because they can come and give misleading information or information that was not there. But the beauty of everything nowadays is that everything is in social media. If you want to know how much we gave, how much we are worth, everything is online. So the first thing is seek information first. Once you seek information first, then get to understand how long has this company been in business. They have been in business for how long? So that you don't get to something that have been there for 3, 4 years and they have been maintaining that company with their own finances and giving false returns and false profits, and then you find yourself into problem. Because if a company is not 20, 15 years, more than 15 years, then you have every question to answer. And that's how you get the clarity of, is this brokerage genuine or not genuine? Okay. With that, you can be able to be on the safe landing. Any other question? Yes, sir. Asante. Yes. Kabisa.